welcome to another edition of Sports Talkies with me, Clinton D'Souza, only on Herald. Today I have with me in the studio who have actually broken the barriers because they are completely into different profession, but when it comes to sports and in athletics, they make sure that they make time and they give their best. And I have with me in the studio that is Damodar Verlekar, who is Talati in the North Goa Collectorate. Also, I have Prutha Chadwani. She is from Fatarda and practicing architect. And I also have with me Glenn De Silva, a resident of Karanzalim, who's a retired officer now. First of all, welcome everyone. First of all, tell me when it comes to this, first I will take you, Prutha, because when it comes, we have generally seen women going into like gym or the fitness, but you have broken the barriers of, and that too being an architect. Your job is much more difficult. It's completely different, not difficult, I would say. It's completely different to, because you're way far away when it comes to fitness and athletics. And coming in triathletes, how is it difficult? Was it difficult for you or you had that passion?
So as you said, ladies go to gym and all. That is how I started my fitness. Slowly I got into my cycling, long distance cycling, running. And as you meet people, you meet different kinds of people, you make friends and all. And from there you get to know what is happening in the sports field. So I came to know about duathlon and slowly about triathlon, and from triathlon I came to know about the IronMan. So that is how gradually and step by step I reached.
Like total, as you said, step by step, how many steps I would say?
I would say since 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, 17 was my first, I would say, full marathon, and from there, just progressing.
And how was it during the COVID time, those 2 years?
We tried to do runs since I stayed towards south in a village. So we had like open roads and no crowd. So we could nicely go outside, do runs, walks. I could also take my brother with me and some aunties in the locality, and we used to go. So that is how we coped up, and also strength training at home.
Okay. Now coming back, I'll come to Damodar. Damodar, you are in the government sector. Yes. Your job is much more tiring. You anytime calls, there's a lot of pressure as well. How do you maintain yourself when it comes to pressure as well as your liking towards fitness and this sport?
Yeah, actually being a government servant, it's a very difficult task for me. But I took up a challenge by maintaining both the things. Like this is my second Ironman I'm doing this year. Last year I had done in 2022 and I had a podium finish also. But it was quite difficult for me to manage with my training sessions, and being as I am a public servant, I have to take care of that, and that was my priority. So the thing is that I used to get up early morning by 4 and I used to do my regular workouts, and I used to finish by 6 a.m. so that I have to go to my regular office work. And late evening, after 5:30, I used to start my another workout, another 2 hours. And weekly we used to do almost 14 hours. We have to train ourselves to get to use all these things. Otherwise, it is very difficult for us to cope up with the workouts. So actually, there are the hardships. Even I used to not give time to my family also. That is the biggest thing. Being I am responsible. Every Saturday, Sunday, we have to carry on with the workouts with 6 hours, sometimes 5 hours. And it was quite difficult for me. And I am helped by my family all the time. Especially my wife, who used to cook for me at 4 a.m. every day, my breakfast and all. So her role is major role in my entire journey of Ironman. And last year also, I thought like that was being a first event of mine, Ironman. But comparatively, I did well in that, and I got little more experience. So, and we have a good coaches with us. Mr. Agnel Odisha, he's the cycling coach. He guides us very well. He tells us about our heart rates, and technically I used to not know anything about the Ironman earlier. So I saw that event in 19, which was happened in Goa at Miramar. So that time we saw what is happening. I was totally unaware. So then we thought like, from all the, globally all athletes are coming over here in our town and they're performing well. So why not us? So that we took up a challenge without learning a swim. So we learned to swim after registering ourselves in IronMan. That was the plus point for us. Plus point, that was the major challenge for us. So we did it, and I got a podium finish also in my category last year. So I was more confident about this. And now this year there are good practices was there, and for swimming part also we have improved a lot. So let's hope so. It depends upon the weather also. Let's see how it works out this year.
Yeah. Now I'll be heading to Glenn. Glenn, tell me, at this age, going into like so much, right from cycling to running to swimming, how do you manage yourself in that?
Yeah, so I've always been into sports.
Okay.
Right from my younger age. I played hockey for Bombay Juniors.
Okay.
I'm basically from Mumbai. So played hockey for Bombay Juniors. I played, then I did athletics, represented Maharashtra in 800 meters. So that was like quite some time back.
Okay.
In the 80s, 76 to 84. I was an active athlete. Then after that, I just carried on playing tennis and, you know, some maybe even squash.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Keep yourself.
Yeah, keep myself fit. And I used to be working with Godrej Boys in Mumbai. And when I got married, I got pulled to Goa. My wife is from Goa. And Goa is a good place to train.
Yes.
It's a nice place. Absolutely. We have in Panjim, we have a very good community. I got caught up with this. We had a very good running coach, that is Agnello Disa, what Damodar was talking about. So I started running with them, Agnello and his wife, Fatima, brother-in-law, her brother, and Clarissa. You know, 4 or 5 of us started running, and that's how I got into this running part of it. And then I suddenly got sucked into this triathlon. I didn't know a bit of swimming.
Is this your first time that you're...
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know a bit of swimming. I started swimming only 60 plus. I'm now 64. So I'll be 65 just 1 month after the race.
Okay.
Yeah. So now swimming is a bit, it's coming in. Hopefully the tide is okay next Sunday, coming Sunday.
Yes.
Because it's going to be a challenge for me. And then after that, cycling, I've done a bit of cycling, long distance cycling to Kanyakumari, 1200 kilometers and all that.
Okay.
And running, of course, I used to run. But 21 kilometers running is a different ball game. So,
Yes.
you know, it's a little tough.
Okay, now just to tell our viewers that there are nearly 30 countries who will be participating in this Ironman 70.3 in India this coming week. And there will be athletes right from Maharashtra, Karnataka who are known to be one of the top. So the challenges that comes forward are these 3 states. So how, it's a question to all, just everyone can answer. How is it going to be to compete with these athletes who are known to be one of the top when it comes to in the country, especially Maharashtra, Karnataka and Haryana? So individually, how do you see that for each one of you?
Actually, I'm not looking in a competitive side because these events are self-managed events, and it's for a lengthy process, swim, cycle, run, and we don't know anything about the athletes who are coming from out of the Goa. And because there are a few athletes in Goa, we know how they perform and all. And we have to stick with a routine, what we have done all these days. We cannot go beyond our capacity because that works really hard.
Yes.
And if we push more, then we won't be in a position to complete the race also. So keeping all these in mind, so we have to perform as per our routine workouts. That is very important.
Do you have to say anything on this?
I would say I'm not competing anyone other than myself. I just want to grow and I'm competing my old self. So this is where your mental and your physical strength comes in play, and you're basically fighting your mind while doing this. You just can't give up. So that is what I'm competing. So
So what do you have to
say
say?
we have some advantage, the home advantage, because we've been going through this same route. We've been swimming here. We've been cycling almost on the same route, and we have been running. So there is a home advantage. But yeah, with all said and done, everyone's going to be on the same level.
Right.
Everyone's going to do the same thing. So we have to do it to the best of our own ability, and that's all that matters.
And
Yeah.
thing is what, I'm competing with me only,
Yes.
because last year I did the entire course, swim, cycle, run in 6 hours. So this year I am targeting lesser than that, like around 5:30 to 5:40 in prescribed time. I need to complete the race in this year. Let's see how it works.
Okay. In every sport, in every act that we do, we always have a role model. So, just do you guys have your own role model, or is just your passion and dedication that has taken you here?
Actually, for me, it's a passion. Since childhood, I'm into sports. I'm a footballer. Due to some ACL injuries, I switched on to endurance. I've done several marathons, ultra runs, all across India. And I used to participate all the events mostly. I played football a lot, but due to surgeries only, I quit football and I started this endurance. But actually, to tell you earlier, there was particular sport, but this is a very competitive sport, like swim, cycle, run, because certain people are only involved in certain activities. Swimmers are more fast in swim, like that, but we have to take care of everything, swim, cycle, run. And I'm very happy that due to this triathlon, we learned everything. That is very plus point for us, so beneficial.
Like every sport or every athlete, they always have a role model. So, do you have a role model? Is just your passion and dedication towards fitness that has taken you?
not really. I don't have any role model as such, but I get inspired from people, our own circle and all. But the thing is, I always like to be out of my comfort zone. I like to be growing. I don't like the same thing repeating.
same pattern.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I like to be challenged. May it be in my profession, may it be in my personal life, may it be in my sports routine. So basically, when you do this, this is what challenges your entire life, how you balance things. And that is what I look for. Some adrenaline rush in everything.
Okay, fine. So, what do you have to say?
Yeah, no role models as such, but of course I've been.
But definitely, you will be a role model for many out there.
Yeah, could be, but yes. So I've been into a lot of sports. I played tennis and squash and in college basketball, and when I was growing up. So I've been there, done it, handball, everything, whatever you say. So this triathlon was quite a good thing. It's an all-round, not only do swimming, and swimming I didn't do at all.
Correct.
So this is my first time actually, swimming, cycling, and then running. So it's an all-round development of, the self.
Okay.
I'd like to be involved in these type of things, even going forward.
Okay. Moving ahead to my next question was, when it comes to your training period, per day, how many hours and how is the pattern for you?
Yeah, the plan is to give our coach every weekly plans we used to have. Like starts from Tuesdays, and Monday is the rest day for us. Till Sunday it was.
Okay.
So Tuesdays he used to give us very light workout like run drills and all. Then Wednesdays there was a swim morning. Thursdays bike and brick workout. After bike we used to do a run also. Then again Friday swim, Saturday endurance run we used to do like 2 hours and all. Then Sundays we used to work out for 5 to 6 hours consistently. Like we have to ride a bike at least for 3-4 hours, then again run. And entire plan is to give by the coach, and we is to follow, and we have to stick with the particular plan what he is to give us, and accordingly we prepared ourselves with the guidance of the coaches. We have all the coaches like as Glenn said, cycling coach Agnel Odisha. We have a swimming coach Indrajit Kadilkar, and my own coach is there for a running. That is my friend, one of my very Langoti we used to say, is the Damodar Verlekar.
Okay.
So with the guidance of all the coaches, I am here to compete with the other athletes. Let's see how it works out now.
You also have a very kind of a whole day workload, and you must have to go to different sites. How do you manage your fitness and your training
So
period?
basically, based on whatever program that we get, we have to hit each discipline like swim, run, and cycle at least thrice a week. Like how he said,
Yes,
like
correct.
Tuesday, and one day is rest.
Rest.
So usually we have to do the workout in the mornings. Sometimes I couldn't manage. Like I come home late, sleep late, and couldn't get up in the morning. So anyway, during the day, if I reach early, I could just find like 2 hours, finish it off, and then go back to office. Or sometimes that guilt is there that I missed some workouts. But yeah, so that is how I would say out of 100% of the workouts, I'm here with the 85% of the workouts. Just couldn't manage the 15%, but yeah, whatever they manage, like they manipulate the training, so it fits your
Okay.
schedule also. Yeah. That
So-
is how.
Yeah, so we're lucky now. When I was growing up, we didn't have technology, but now we have, this Garmin watch.
Yeah.
You have a computer, you have your mobile. So the coach puts up all the training on the training peaks. So you can do it. Actually, you can do it at any time,
Okay.
but it's better to do it in the morning when you're fresh. As Prutha was saying, many times I used to start late, but then do it and record it on the training peaks. And with all this, as Damu also, we have a good schedule. Our coach, swimming coach, in fact, I was petrified of the water, scared basically. So our swimming coach, he's Indrajit Kadilkar. He's played water polo for India, and very good coach, swimming coach. And Agnel Odisha, he coaches us in swimming as well as running. So these two put together, and we have a Goa Triathlon Association. The secretary is a swimmer, former swimmer Nisha Madgankar. So she also put together a program for us, and we did a couple of practice tries and swims, and a lot of scheduling goes on between the three of them, Nisha, Indrajit, and Agnello. So you have to be part of a community because you just cannot do it by yourself. It's tough to be a triathlete, do this Ironman, half Ironman, all on your own. You have to be pushed by a coach or by, someone else.
Yeah. There has to be some push from
there
them.
has to be a push from your peers or someone else. Even though I'm quite old now, but I still get encouragement from the younger guys.
I think I'm running short of time, but I will ask this to all. There'll be many who will be watching you. There'll be your family, friends who will be coming to support you. What is your message to those who should develop or move into or take one sport at least to make sure they keep themselves fit or they are active into something or the other? So what is your message towards the young youth and also at your age also who think we are old, we can't, even after 40 people don't want to go for a walk as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
So what do you have to say for them?
No, you got to start. Of course, it's best to start young, but then even if you're 60, there's no way life stops there. You can just start at 60. Even if you're old enough, you can get into sports. I think walking, just to start, walking is the best. You know, I always keep telling my wife, my daughter, my son is already into triathlon, so he's okay.
Okay.
But my wife and daughter, I keep pestering them. No, you got to do it. You got to do it. You know, so that way you got to encourage younger people and others. At least something they should do. One sport at least. Forget these 3 sports. It's a bit too much sometimes. But at least one sport they should stick to.
Okay. Without being a working woman, you know, people they always say once women they go to work, they come home, they have to take care of the family. They have to cook, they have to rest. Next day they are you have broken most of the stereotype, like what people think about. So what do you have to say for those like to do become like me?
Okay. Handling the family and the house, I would give this credit totally to my mother-in-law and my father-in-law for like being there for me. And my husband, he's like support if I'm going long distance and all, he's there with the car somewhere within that 2-3 kilometers. So I would say I'm blessed to have them, and I don't have to worry about that part of the thing till I'm training for that, training for the IronMan.
Correct.
So I would say I was not bothered by this duty. They took really care about that, and even for the race nutrition, my mother-in-law is gonna make something for me, which I'm gonna use it for that. So I would say I didn't have to go through that hardship.
Okay. But being a working woman, what will be your message for all those working women out there, or the career-inspired women, to take up a sport?
I would say, like how you said, you think tend to think about, okay, how will I give time for this? How will I give time for work? How will I manage this? So when you decide to do something, everything falls into place. Like if I had not told my in-laws or at home that I want to do this, I'm training for this, how would they know?
Correct.
How would they help me out? How would they be there for me? Yeah. So unless you talk or unless you put forward like what you want in your life,
communication should be there.
Yeah, communication should be there. You wouldn't know like what other people can do for you. There should be communication is the key, I would say. So sometimes people just think that how will I would say just don't think, go for it. Everything.
Give it a try.
Yeah, give it a try. Nahi hoga to nahi hoga, but at least try. Yeah, it's all mental.
Yes. Now, what you have to say? What is your message? Because you have been into football, you are in running now, cycling.
Yes.
And plus, you have one of the most amount of work, I would say. So, what do you have to say?
See, work is there always, but once you decide to do something, everything is possible. You have to manage how to work. Work is separate, sport is separate. But if you manage, everything is possible.
Correct.
Everybody has the families, but without family help also is not possible. You need to give time for the family also. You have to do the other things also. You have to take them out also for movies and all everything. But these days we are not in a position to take them out. But my message to everyone that if you decide to do something like at least one sport to keep you healthy, they can do that. And we have a tag on our Goans that Goans are Susegad. And I always keep on saying that we are not Susegad. आम्ही आता जागे झाल्ले आसा. And we will prove that in forthcoming event also. That's what we did in last year. So it feels very awkward that whoever comes over here, they say that Goans are Susegad. But my message is to people that Goans are not Susegad. आता आम्ही जागे झाल्ले आसा. And will compete with the world-class athletes.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. I think on that note, we have come to an end. And thank you so much. Keep watching Herald TV.